I am currently looking at the much lamented and the much delayed 4K version of Dog Soldiers, which I too watched yesterday in preparation and started writing today, actually. It's not out until, I just checked, not out until August. So there's still a long time to go before it actually hits the shelves. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. The film is, I mean, I haven't seen it for a long time. I actually dug out my old Blu-ray. And this is the copy here. You can see there's no certificate on it. So this is obviously a Region 1 Blu-ray. And looking at the packaging here, this is something like 2009 First Look Studios. So it's a very, very early Blu-ray. And I spun this about, I don't know, half hour ago, just to, have a little compare and contrast against the picture. Because Second Sight, according to their big blurb that I was sent along with the disc, have a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, approved by director of photography. So I just wanted to, have a look at the old version, because it has been re-released since this, hasn't it? I think Shout Factory.
Yeah, I've got the Shout Factory one.
Yeah,
I've got that.
I think it's a pretty good restoration.
Not really.
You see, because it was filmed on 16mm, so it's it was filmed on a budget in the dark on 16mm. So it's never going to look brilliant because it can't. The source just isn't there. And this kind of proves it. This Blu-ray here kind of proves it. It's dark, it's grainy, and it's really quite grainy. It's a coarse grain structure. I mean, that could be down to the compression that they've used on this old Blu-ray, but it is, it's a very coarse, as it is a good word, picture on this Blu-ray. And then you come to I'll put this on this new release here, this Second Sight bump here. That's what will be the cover when it comes out. The work they've done is really quite miraculous. It looks quite incredible. It's still clearly a 16mm picture, but the grain is resolved down to very manageable levels. So it looks a beautiful filmic image now. It's well detailed. I wouldn't say it's extremely well detailed because you're never going to get that from the source. You have to always have the caveat in the back of your mind that it's a 16mm blow up. So with that caveat in mind, the detail is quite incredible. The skin texture, the tree bark, the flashes that come out of the gunfire. It's really, really well done. The clothing, the leaves, the dirt, the grime, even the werewolves look great, and they never look great, but even they look good. So they've done a remarkable restoration here. I don't know that it'll ever look any better than this. It's got HDR, it's got Dolby Vision. So the colors are now strong and vibrant, but they still retain that oldie worldy type 16mm thinness. That's not really a word, is it? But they haven't got that thick bold that you get with when you really crank up the HDR. There's a real natural feeling to the colors, the earthy hues, the skin textures are all are pale, but they're natural. You understand what I'm saying? When you've got when you're looking for the night vision goggles, it's a really bright, vivid green, but it's not in your face. Yeah. So it's a really good. It's great. I loved it. It's like brand new. It is like brand new, like a brand new print of a 16mm film. It's awesome. I'm really, really impressed with it.
Sorry, was that the first 16mm film you'd seen on 4K, or have you seen any of the others, like the likes from Arrow and stuff like that?
No, I must have seen them. Can't put my finger on any at the moment. There was Hills Have Eyes. That was 16mm, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I just think, because sometimes people can be put off by the fact, oh well, how good can 16mm look on 4K? And I'm with you. I've seen, The Hills Have Eyes. I've seen Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and they look amazing. You're right. They'll never look like Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness in 4K. That's not how they're supposed to. but you would not, you'd be hard pushed to put it up there and say, yep, that's definitely, a subpar source material. And so if anyone is on the fence about picking these things up because, it's only a 16mm source, forget it. It can look absolutely amazing.
It does.
And I am really chuffed. This looks good. My pre-order will remain locked.
It's because it's a 4K scan of a 16mm print. So, it's gonna be as good as it can possibly be.
Superb.
And it is awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. The soundtrack is it's got two soundtracks. It's got a stereo and a 5.1 DTS HD master. Now this had a true HD on it. This old one here, and I don't know what the Shout Factory one had. Can you remember, Mark?
I can't remember. Let me have a quick butcher's.
But anyway, I was impressed with this soundtrack. It's got some tremendous bass in it, and because I haven't seen it for a long time. There's some terrific surround effects in it. The helicopter landing at the beginning, the gunfire is awesome, starting at the front and shooting at the back. When they're running through the woods, there being chased before they get to the house, and you've got the howling coming from behind you and the gunshot shooting from the front to the back. It's hokey kind of stuff, and it's but it's the kind of thing you live for. It's brilliant. And there's this awesome bass sub 20 hum when they first reach the house, and I checked on this old one. It's there, but it's nowhere near as pronounced as it is on this new track here. And it's a really low, eerie hum that sort of vibrates the floorboards. I loved it. It was great. Then you've got all the issues up, all the thing upstairs when they're running around upstairs and the howling and the gun. It's a brilliant track. I was impressed. I was. Now we come to the extras. So Second Sight of doing their usual motif now. They're releasing a limited edition and a standard edition at the same time with the two cost prices, so you can decide which one you want. The disc itself is the same on both. They've got and all the extra features are on there, all in Dolby Vision. How cool is that? And there's 3 or 4 new ones on here. There's a new commentary from somebody called writer and associate professor Alison Pierce, whoever that is. There's a new interview with Neil Marshall, which I watched tonight, and that's very, very interesting. He talks through his life and how he got started and the films that he's made, and with particular reference to some of the stuff that bombed. Because think about his life. He started off with Dog Soldiers. It was his first feature film, and he come at the gate running. This is an awesome film, absolutely brilliant. There's very, very little you can say in this. Oh no, I wouldn't have done that. This is absolutely brilliant. It's gory. It's got the werewolves look good. The camaraderie between the army, the chat between them all, fantastic. And then you have The Descent, which is an incredible film, one of the best horror films ever made, just absolutely brilliant. And then he sort of hit a wall and fell down, and he's never really got up since.
I will go to battle for Doomsday.
No, you won't, Mark.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
No one's going to bat for
Doomsday. Is great. All of you have a word.
I've only done loads of TV stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, Mark, you're fired.
It's not. It's not terrible, but it's. When you compare it to the likes of these, it's miles and miles away. It's almost the fact of he was given too much money and not enough time as such, and the way he describes it is quite interesting. It's very. I found it interesting. He was given all the money to do this film, but didn't really have the strong enough scripts. And he explains it that it was a film ahead of its time. He was trying to be an 80s throwback film, which is very popular now. But when he brought it out 10, 15 years ago, whenever it was, it didn't hit the market as it should have done. It was poor. He blamed it on poor marketing as well, which may be true. But like we were saying earlier, you can't make a good film better just because of whatever. It's not.
Surely the idea of remaking Escape from New York and walling off the whole of Scotland, is a pretty Rubs idea any time of, 10, 15 years ago, 10, 15 years in the future. It doesn't exactly scream, cool ambition, does it? But I still love it. Maybe it's my love of Rona Mitra. I don't know. Could be both.
Yeah, and he talks about his TV career. He's filmed a lot of great TV stuff.
He did a lot of Game of Thrones, didn't he?
He done the second. His first Game of Thrones episode was the second season finale. That huge
the sea battle, wasn't it?
The sea battle one.
Yeah.
How cool was that? Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you got Hellboy, of course, which very, very interesting hearing talk about that. Basically, he called himself a director for hire. He was in there just to shoot the script that he was given. He had no creative input whatsoever. So he just churned out what he was told to churn out. Unfortunately, his name's on it because the film is crap, and he knows the film's crap, and he's got no bare bones about it. He says. So yeah, that's a very interesting extra, that one. And then you've got a whole load of stuff that was on previous releases, probably on the Shout Factory release. Actually, they're probably all the same on there. But anyway, superb, worth picking up. The actual limited edition stuff. Is it worth 15 quid? 108 page book, 6 collector's cards, and that really posh slipcase they send it with.
Probably. It does look nice, doesn't it?
It does look lovely.
It's probably better value than the Witch.
Yeah. The long delayed Witch. Oh well, Dog Soldiers was delayed as well, huh?
Yeah.
They had finished their restoration and color grade, and then decided that they wanted to do it again under the supervision of Neil Marshall, right?
Well, I'm glad they did. Or it looks incredible.
Or didn't they? Weren't they looking for the original negative?
Yes,
that's right. It.
And, they were looking for.
They'd started work on it, and then when they didn't have it, and they were going off an interpositive or something like that, and then they found the original negative. Right. That was it. Skills.